ready for true happiness, for deep fulfillment, for feeling alive, on purpose, and in control of your life again? It's time to be the bold, brilliant, beautiful woman you were born to be. Welcome to the PurposeGirl podcast. I'm women's happiness and life purpose expert Karen Rockkind, and I'm going to teach you how to live on purpose, feel alive, and be happy in every aspect of life. I'm going to get real about my life and interview women who are living on purpose so that you can finally live yours. Welcome to the show. Hello, 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 my purpose girls. Hello, my goddess on purpose. This weekend, Josh and I took out a boat, second time since being in Miami. And let's just say that we're in Miami for 7 weeks. Okay. And I had to just pause for a moment and step back and pinch myself. Here I am on a boat for the second time in a few weeks, living in Miami, sunny, gorgeous Miami, Florida, for almost 2 months with my amazing hubby. And we have had sexy time, and we've had fun time, and we've had delicious time with Shay, with our baby. We're blessed able to bring his nanny with us. And even though she doesn't watch him full time, she still said yes to joining us. We are living in this gorgeous, ridiculously, unbelievably gorgeous home with so much room for all of us. We're getting to see my parents every day. And on that boat was one of my clients / soul sisters / dear friends / she teaches me a million things. She was on the boat because she saw my pictures on Instagram of us on a boat a few weeks ago and us in Miami. And every week when we do our coaching session, she sees all these palm trees behind me because I'm doing all my work outside. And so she sent me a text. She said, it was the picture of you on the boat that did it. And then there we were this weekend on the boat with our husbands, with my baby, with my nanny. It was just what is this real life? Is this real life? Holy shit. I'm so freaking lucky. I'm so blessed. And when I step back, I created a lot of those blessings, and I owe those blessings to purpose. So much of my life, so much of what's amazing and good in it is because of purpose. It's all because of purpose. And so today's episode of the PurposeGirl podcast is what purpose does for you. Because there is a list a mile long of what purpose has done for me. A mile long. And there is a list 2 miles long of what purpose has done and does for my clients. And so this episode of the PurposeGirl podcast is all about what purpose will do, can do, is doing, does for you. Because I want to be on a boat with you too. I want the deliciousness in your life as well. You deserve it. You've been through a heck of a lot in life. You've had to deal with your inner demons and many outer voices. You've overcome it all. You are a goddess on purpose, and that purpose is yours. And so on today's episode of the PurposeGirl podcast, we're getting deep into what purpose does for me, what it does for you, so that you can rise up as that goddess on purpose and end up on a boat with me here next year. All right? All right. Of course, first, before we get going, I need to read our review of the week. It is called Lit Up with a Fire Symbol, 5 stars. It says, I have been on a journey with Karen, and what makes me keep coming back is her honesty, her love and passion, her vulnerability. She is real and raw. Every time I listen to her, I am lit up and on fire, ready to go. Woo! I have chills. I love that. I'm a Goddess on Purpose alum, and now an empowered beauty. Yes, you are. And I can't wait to see what else comes from being in her presence. That is from my amazing soul sister, April Rose. Oh my goddess. I didn't even know that you wrote this. My team sent it to me. So freaking gorgeous. And April, by the way, is up to big, big, big things. At some point, I know she's going to be on the PurposeGirl podcast as a guest, because in the Goddess on Purpose course, she discovered her own purpose. And she now, just this week, has started putting it out into the world. So it's just, so exciting to see. I freaking love you, woman. That said, let's talk about what purpose has done for me. To even get there, I want to back up and talk about what is purpose, right? So purpose, so many people think of it, pause for yourself and even take a piece of paper or in your own mind, answer the question, what is purpose? Now, I wish I could hear your answers back. I'll tell you that when I ask this question at the beginning of lectures that I do or talks that I give or workshops, I hear things like the reason for being, what gets me out of bed every day, the thing that I'm supposed to do on this earth. And that is exactly what purpose is. It's all of those things. So no wonder it feels so freaking good when you're living your purpose. And no wonder it feels so crappy when you aren't. Right? If it's the reason for being and you don't know your purpose or you're feeling stuck and you're afraid to go follow it, then of course you end up feeling a bit lost, a bit like something's missing, maybe even in some self-loathing, beating yourself up, lots of inner dialogue, feeling ashamed. God, do I know those feelings well. Years ago, when I knew I was here to empower women, I had done all the work to really get clear on my purpose, but I wasn't following it. Oh my gosh, sister, I made myself sick. I would have this dream of being on a radio show. There was no podcast at the time, but it was basically like this, right? I'm wearing like the big headphones that I'm wearing now. There's a microphone and the little like filter thing in front of it. Like I could see it so clearly. I could see women in their cars listening to me. I could see myself standing on a stage with hundreds of women in the audience, all standing up, dancing, shaking their fist in the air, going, yes, 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 purpose, yes. I could see it. And it felt so far away. And so I felt so ashamed of myself for not knowing how to do it, for being stuck in fear, thinking, who do you think you are? You'll never be able to do that. You're not Oprah. No one wants to hear from you. And then, of course, I felt lost because if I wasn't following this inner knowing, this inner guide, inner wisdom that I have, that we all have, that told me what my purpose was, then, of course, I feel stupid and like shit. And then I know I'm lying to myself. And so once I finally decided, that's it. I'm going to live my purpose. And remember, I decided that because there was a gun at my head. Someone pointed a gun at my head. Someone robbed me at gunpoint. And I came, an inch, a moment away from dying. And that experience is what made me say, I have to live my purpose no matter what. I almost died that day so that you don't have to, right? Like I took that on so that you don't have to. And what I can tell you is that the moment I took the first step, and for me, the first step was hiring a coach who was going to help me get there. And the moment I took that step, which was a scary step, I think I've shared here before that when I first talked to my first coach and he told me what it was going to cost, it wasn't the $35 copay that I was paying for therapy. When he told me what it was going to cost, well over $1,000, I fell on the floor. I was like, no way. What a jerk. Who do you think you are to charge that? And I said, no, thank you. And I went back to my self-help books. It was just like, I'll figure it out on my own. I'll figure it out on my own. But a month later, I hadn't made any progress. I wasn't moving forward. And so I called the coach back. And having his accountability, using his tools to clarify and hone in on the vision and the action steps, having him kick my cute little tushy is exactly what moved me forward. And once I hired him, I was terrified because I think it's actually sometimes more terrifying to take the step than to not take the step, right? Because once you take the step, it's like, oh shit, I actually have to do this. And though that first step of hiring him, I felt a wholeness in my body that I hadn't maybe ever felt. My whole body felt whole. It felt complete, right? Instead of there being a hole that I had felt before in the emptiness of not following my purpose, the shame hole, the embarrassment hole. Now I felt WHOLE, whole because I knew I was no longer hiding. I felt so whole and I felt so proud of myself. In fact, that's what I find about purpose is it makes us feel amazing because we know that we're listening to our deepest truth. Right? When you don't listen to your truth, you feel like shit. That's the truth of what it is. When you don't listen to your truth, you feel like shit. But when you listen, you really listen and you take steps and you say, okay, self, I'm going to do it. And you take one step. Oh, I felt so alive. I felt so whole. It made me feel in alignment, right? That like lost feeling. And I know when I was married to my first husband and I did not even know what my purpose was. All I knew was I'm unhappy. And by the way, when I talk about him, he's a great man. This has nothing to do with him. This was about me being in alignment in my life, knowing what I wanted, what I needed to do. But the feeling then in that marriage, I was so young. I didn't know who I was. I felt so lost. And so I picked fights with him all the time, right? It was like I was trying to find a way that he could make me happier. It was his actions that were making me unhappy. That's what I thought. Wrong. It was that I wasn't whole, WHOLE in myself. I felt so lost. And so I would take it out on him. I would pick the fights with him when really what I needed was to be on purpose, be the goddess on purpose that I am, because then I feel in alignment and whole. And then the next step for me was going to school. And that was terrifying, right? I'm going to really give up my corporate career as a vice president of marketing. I'm going to go back to graduate school, be poor, have no idea if I'm going to make any money, right? But that step of listening, deep listening, was also thrilling, was also exciting. It was so fulfilling. It was, yes, terrifying. I thought I was going to throw up. But think about it. Fear and excitement are actually very close emotions. We know from the research that they actually appear the same in the body. It's all how you think about it. And so the thrill of knowing I was going to go for it, purpose gave me that thrill. It gave me that feeling of alignment. And it gave me then this amazing feeling of knowing I can do anything. Even if I fail, even if school doesn't work, even if launching this PurposeGirl thing doesn't work out for me, I could feel so damn proud of myself for doing the damn thing, right? I could feel so proud of myself. And that is what purpose gives me. It gives me a sense of pride that can only come from purpose. So often when I ask women, what are you proud of? You will tell me something that one of your children did, which is amazing. And I get it way more now that I'm a mama. I'm so proud that Shay eats everything. I'm so proud he's sitting up, all of that. And I want you to be proud of you. What are you doing that you're proud of? That's what purpose gives you. At least if you're going to talk about what you're proud of with your kids, when I ask you that question, I want you to tell me, what are you proud of and how you raised that child? What did you do? I want you to own it because that's what purpose does. It makes us feel so proud of ourselves. It makes us know that our life matters. A woman came to me for coaching and she felt so out of it. She said in her message to me, I just feel so lost. And she said, my husband tells me these things, my kids tell me these things, at work they say these things, but it just feels like, none of it really matters. When you have purpose, it gives you that direction, it gives you that clarity, it gives you the knowing that your life matters. What we know about purpose, and this is backed up in the research, purpose is like a central aim in your life. And so when you get off track or you're lost, purpose helps you find your way back. Nietzsche said, he who has a why to live can live through almost any how. That was then quoted in the book by Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor who was in Auschwitz and 2 other camps. He was also a psychologist. And so he came out, he survived. And when he came out, he wrote about what he noticed kept people alive and resilient to horrible circumstances. Horrible circumstances. Auschwitz, concentration camps. What kept people going in spirit? It was having a why to live, a purpose. And so when you have purpose, you have that direction, that aim, you have that knowing your life matters. and you are resilient as fuck. She who has a why to live can live through almost any how. And what we've seen in the last year with the pandemic and everything that's fallen out from it, and all the fires and all the storms and the political upheaval and all of the righteous anti-racism work, is that, we have been tried, but when you have purpose, you rise above it. And that's what it has given me. Oh my goodness, woman, you know the amount of challenges that I've had if you've listened to my podcast at all. When I had that second miscarriage at 43, I'm not making this up when I tell you that I told Josh I didn't want to live anymore because I had already done Purpose Girl, check. I had already empowered thousands of women, check. I'd already been on national Sirius XM radio, check. I'd already spoken on huge stages like Progressive Insurance and Capital One, check. But I hadn't become a mother. I hadn't extended my purpose to inspiring a child to know who he is or she is and to love him or herself and to live his or her purpose. I hadn't felt that as a mother, and so there I was, so depressed, almost suicidal. And the only thing that kept me going at that time was purpose. Because I was able to say to myself, what else are you here to birth? How can you turn this pain into something powerful and purposeful? And my answer was empowering more women, coming up with something called Women's Global Happiness Day, which was a day to help eradicate women's depression and to empower women all over the globe, where we had almost 100 events happening on 6 continents in one day, all because of that miscarriage. And my point is that brought me back to life. She who has a why to live can live through almost any how. And I see that now with the pandemic, how the pandemic has kicked so many people in the butt, knocked you down, and how it is helping so many rise, right? Like, you know what it is then to be in that bottom. You know what it is to not have control. And so what we have control of is living our purpose. In this way, purpose gives me that knowing that I am not hiding. I am doing the damn thing. And what purpose gives me is overcoming self-doubt. Goddess, woman, I am full of self-doubt all the freaking time. Like, who am I to run the world's largest Women's Day event? I'm not Oprah. I'm not Ellen. Who am I? I shared on the last episode of the Purpose Girl podcast that the night before the event, I told Josh I'm not doing it. I wanted to hide. I wanted to be in bed. I wanted to pull the covers over my head. I was so afraid of being so big and so seen. What if I messed up? What if it was horrible? And what I needed to do then was to take a few deep breaths and ground into my bigger why, my purpose. Because it was bigger than me. It was about you. It was you thriving, you rising up, you loving yourself, you feeling amazing mind, body, heart, soul, spirit. It was about all of us. It was about the collective. It was making a difference. And when you are making a difference, it feels amazing. And so purpose has made me gritty. I have to tell you that before discovering this purpose, I changed jobs every couple of years. Every couple of years, I changed jobs. And then it was getting less and less time, right? Like, I think it started at like 5 years and then 3 and then 2 and then 1 and like 6 months, like, get me out of here. And it was like, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I want to do this. Maybe I want to do that. I don't know what I want to do. But purpose, what purpose does is purpose has made me gritty. I've been in this one career for 10 years. Oh my goddess, I never thought I would be in a career for 10 years. But I'm so passionate and I want to persevere so much in empowering women, or actually helping to show you your own innate power, that I keep going. I love it. And that's the other thing, is that purpose is fun. Oh my goddess. It's everything I love to do. I used to not be able to figure out, do I want to be a coach, or do I want to speak, or do I want to do retreats? And the answer is yes to all of it. My unique purpose is to bring it all together for you into one gorgeous goddess package. You don't have to pick one theme. Purpose is like this underlying arrow, if you will, but it's being your whole self. It's doing everything in your heart, making the impact. And so I'm like, all right, I love to travel. Sweet. I'll start holding retreats. I want a little luxury. All right, let's do a retreat at the Versace mansion. Check. That's my Goddess Girls retreat. Oh, I'm hoping that we can get back to retreat this summer. I love hanging out with women. All right, sweet. I'll do groups, right? Like, let's make a big, juicy sisterhood where women can come together and share and connect and hold each other and uplift each other and cheerlead each other. God, it was like a major kind of trigger for me my whole life, sisterhood and not being liked or loved by women. And so my whole life, when I look back on it, I was always leading other women. Like I ran Sorority Rush at the University of Michigan. I was president of my youth group, like creating the sisterhoods that I wanted to be in, because I always felt a little bit like a loser and like those other cliques of girls didn't want me. And so I just get to create my own sisterhood. Check. That's why purpose is fun. I want women to feel amazing. Awesome. Check. I'm going to host Goddess Self-Love. I want to share my stories and talk. Check. I'll have a podcast. Like, that's the beauty of purpose. I get to have so much fun. I get to have so much fun. I get to do everything. It's amazing. And purpose has given me money and freedom I never could have had. I was so terrified to leave my corporate job. So terrified. I just kept thinking, what if you don't make any money? What if you don't make any money? How are you going to have health insurance? What are you going to do? What if you don't make money? Sister, if only I had known then what I know now. It only took a short amount of time to make what I was making in corporate. And this year I will have made 5 times what I made in corporate. 5 times. So I'm telling you, it is possible. It's possible. And if I had worked with my last 2 coaches earlier, like 8 years ago, I would be much further ahead. Okay, if I'd gotten the purpose business coaching years ago, I would have made that money sooner. And what's amazing is purpose gives me the schedule I want. Now that I have Shay, I don't want to work in the afternoons. By 3 o'clock, I'm done. He's mine for the afternoon. He's my date every afternoon. And in the middle of the day, if I don't have a session or I need a break, I take it, sister. So last Thursday, I had like an hour-and-a-half break in between calls. And here we are in Miami. So I went to the pool. Yep. Called my mom, said, we're coming over to your pool. Took the whole family. We went to the pool. And then we came back and I had my next meeting. Boom. If I had worked for someone else, I couldn't do that. On Friday again, I was done with work. Josh was done with work. Let's go to the beach. We took Shay to the beach. Yes. In the middle of the day today, sister, Josh and I made love. We were texting about work things that we had to do. And he was telling me, oh, I have to do this. I have to do this. And I sent him a little note like, how about doing a quickie? And he came upstairs and we like connected. It was beautiful. It was fun. We laughed. We joyed. We orgasmed. Done. And that just juices me up for the rest of the day, right? If I were working for someone else, probably couldn't happen. This is what purpose gives me. It gives me so much. And that's why I love doing the Goddess on Purpose course. Like, that is my 8-week course to bring out the Goddess on Purpose in you. And I'm so thrilled to tell you, sister, that the doors are officially open. And right now, but only for a very short amount of time, there is an early bird discount, like seriously short amount of time. So you need to, hopefully you're listening to this episode right when it comes out, you need to run, not walk, and go sign up now. But Goddess on Purpose is my 8-week course for you to live your purpose so fully. Oh, it's filled with everything juicy for you to be so clear on your desires and your vision, for you to be the inspiration and allow yourself to be inspired, for you to get clear on the superpowers, your gifts, your message, your voice that you have to offer into the world, for you to be so in love with yourself and do this in a feminine, pleasure, purpose power way. That's what this class is. It's feminine purpose power, which means that you will get so into your juice, your joy, because that's what it is to be a goddess on purpose. It's different than just any purpose class. And yes, you will have your purpose mission. Yes, I will deliciously, lovingly, tenderly, and firmly give you the kick in the tushy for you to get out there. In fact, you'll see in that course, my assignments are all about getting yourself out there, getting clear, experimenting, practicing, doing the damn thing. And it's so fun because you're held in a sisterhood of like-hearted women doing it with you. It's like my love is just seeing and envisioning that whole like tribe of goddesses on purpose, each of us in our own unique like outfit and sword, whether for you that's like the all metal because you're a warrior, or for you that's like the flowy goddess because you're all about like, let's say health or whatever it might be, but you're like out there doing, because all of us together holding hands around this earth is how the world is going to change. And this course will help you to embrace those shadows. Yes, to acknowledge and hear the fears, the doubt, the guilt, the shame, and to know what to do with it so that they don't hold you back. I will teach you how to work with it, how to overcome it whenever it rises for you, so that you are taking action, so that you are having fun, making the impact, feeling whole, WHOLE, feeling alive and radiant, just like purpose gives me. And it's not just if you're out making a difference in the world. Being a goddess on purpose isn't just those people who have like some sort of big quote unquote mission out there. Oh no. Being a goddess on purpose to them isn't about their quote unquote job or career. It's about who they're being. This is you being your most radiant self. This is you being that role model for your children, for your community, for your friends. This is you being radiant and alive in whatever that means to you. This is you doing all that's in your heart. So if that's like traveling the world, like one of my goddess on purpose clients is doing, she said, you know what? I realized like travel is my thing. I need the creative juice that comes. And she's figured out how to do it with COVID, first traveling locally a little bit to like Airbnbs. And then now she got all the equipment to be able to go on a plane, and she's going to go live in Hawaii for a couple of months. Like you can do all the things. And that being alive and lit up is making an impact, because then her friends are like, oh my gosh, you're so inspiring. I wish I could do that. Or another one of my clients, she didn't come to like figure out her quote unquote job. She came because she didn't have a voice in a lot of her relationships. She came because she was playing small, hiding, not fully being herself out there in the world. She knew she's an artist, but she wasn't putting it out there. And you should see this woman now. So freaking fully alive. In fact, I got to have her on the podcast too, so you can hear about that experience, that transformation to stepping into the goddess on purpose that she was born to be. And that's what I love about purpose. You know, this client of mine speaking her voice and being okay if some of the people she's in relationship with don't like what she has to say or don't want to be around her anymore because she's actually taking up space. Seeing her submit her artwork, being in shows now, using her voice. It's so freaking amazing and powerful, seeing her radiant and alive. So that's what purpose does for you, is it makes you so proud of yourself. And now her kids, even though they are grown adults, get to see her so proud of herself. What a model for them. Another one of my clients, what purpose has done for her is she started a business with her mom. She took the Goddess on Purpose course and got so clear that she left her corporate job. She and her mom made up their whole business plan. And she started to put it out in the world. I mean, it's given her like a whole renewed, delicious relationship with her mom and being out there and being in alignment. It feels so good for her to be in alignment with her truth of who she is and what she's really meant to do in the world. For another one of my clients, what purpose has given her is loving herself. Loving herself. She realized in the Goddess on Purpose course, she had gone through her whole life hating her body, not loving herself, feeling too big or too this or too that. And in the course, she discovered her joy and what lit her up. She lived it so fully. She's like, this is what I'm meant to do. Right? So it made her fall in love with herself. That's what purpose does. Purpose makes me love myself all the time because I know I'm making an impact. I know I'm making a difference. I know I'm having fun. I know I'm doing all the things I want to do. And when I get frustrated or when I find myself taking something out on Josh or picking fights with him, I am able to look back in the mirror and say, what am I doing that's out of alignment with my purpose? Where am I out of alignment? I need to get in my own truth and my own alignment, and then everything's great again. For another one of my clients, purpose gave her sisterhood, gave her community and connection, because she didn't come into my programs wanting a particular job or to figure out what's my job that I'm supposed to have. She came in feeling depressed, lonely, alone, not knowing who she is. And in doing the work and being supported by the sisters, she is the one in the group who keeps the group connected even years later. She's the one who reaches out, who reconnects everybody. And now she's been in several of my groups, and she's always the one who does that. And is she being paid for that? No, she doesn't need that as a job. But her purpose is this connection. I was able to point that out to her. So she went from feeling totally alone to having this purpose of connecting in sisterhood. It's so freaking beautiful. For another one of my clients, purpose is giving her that opportunity to make a difference in the world, to something big. She came to me and she said, I just want purpose. I just want to do something. I just know I'm here for something. I want to do something that makes an impact. I want to make a difference. At the time, she was working in her dad's company. He was prepping her to take over at some point, but it didn't fill her. It didn't light her up, and it wasn't working on anything that mattered to her. And she said, I don't know what it is. I just know I want to make a difference. I know I want to make a difference. Like, this was a driving force for her. And as we did all of the Goddess on Purpose exercises, and we peeled back the layers, and we got clear on her superpowers, and we got into her wisdom and just all the deliciousness of who she is, she realized that the impact that she wanted to make in the world was helping those who are underserved, doing something for them. And she's now going to law school because she really wants to follow in Ruth Bader Ginsburg's steps. And she's a single mom of a 4-year-old. Like, she's a busy woman. She has a full-time job. She's out there rocking it. And this following of what is true for her. Following what is true for her, she feels like she's finally making the difference that she was born to, that she needed to, that she wanted to, that she yearned for. And she's so proud of herself. And she's so proud that she's showing her little 4-year-old that. That's what purpose does. So interesting. Another one of my Goddess on Purpose clients, she's now in my Goddess on Fire program, which is the next step, the mastermind after Goddess on Purpose. And she was in a program of mine years ago. Oh gosh, maybe like 6 years ago, maybe 7. And I remember when I spoke to her on the phone the first time, I asked her why she wanted purpose. And she started crying and she said, I want my kids to say that they're proud of me. Oh my God, it brings me to tears myself. Well, fast forward now, 6 years later or whatever it is, her kids are teenagers. Her daughter is following her own passions. And her daughter just said to her last week, Mom, I'm doing this because of you. Like, you show me the way. Ah! Oh my goddess, what a reason to follow purpose. It's being the role model that you tell your kids to be. You can't just tell them, you have to show them. Another one of my clients, just by joining the Goddess on Purpose class, her children said, oh my gosh, this is amazing, Mom. You're taking care of you. You're doing for you. Like this, they just learned by her just signing up and doing something for herself. It gives them permission. It shows them how they can be. And living your purpose is going to give you the dreams of a lifetime. I remember sitting in my last corporate job in the 4 walls in my little office, and I dreamt that one day I would be traveling the world with a little baby in tow and enjoying and getting to work from anywhere and having fun with clients, like being away with them, being in a yummy, sexy, happy relationship. And I think that's why this weekend really hit me. It was like, oh my goddess, I'm living that vision. Purpose gave me that. And it's given me all of the opportunities. If I didn't have this purpose, I wouldn't get to speak on huge stages like at Amazon or creating International Women's Day. If I didn't have purpose, I wouldn't get all of my dreams. And I don't have to wait for someone to create the dream for me or to invite me. Right? That's hopefully what International Women's Day showed you. I created my own stage. I did it myself. That's what purpose gives you. And when you have a mentor, when you're held accountable, when you have all the tools, It kicks you in the butt to go do it. And then you can get all of this from it, right? You can get the additional money. You can get the additional freedom of schedule. You can get all the fun. You can get the feeling of being alive and happy and radiant. You can get the wholeness. You can get the fulfillment. I'm obsessed with purpose. I know I'm obsessed with purpose. I get it. I am. Because I really know that it's the answer. It's the answer for all of us. And the research backs it up. We actually know from researchers at the University of Illinois who did a study in 2011 that what purpose does for you is it gives you lifelong satisfaction. Knowing that on crappy days, because we're all going to have crappy days, of course, but what purpose does is even on a crappy day, it makes you feel good and satisfied with your life. And that has played out for me over and over and over again. It's played out for my clients over and over and over again. One of my clients hired me because she's seen me live this life, wants to know how I did it. We're working it. She got her first few clients, high paid, higher end clients, like so amazing. She's out there. She's doing her group. She launched her podcast, all the things, and then had a crisis with one of her kids. So purpose doesn't exempt you from the challenges. But because she had purpose, it helped her to rise back up. It helped her to focus. And everything's great now with the kids. I just want to add that in. But it gave her that arrow to keep moving toward. It gave her an anchor. It allowed her to feel fulfilled even in a moment of feeling shitty. It gave her that aliveness. It's like everything. I'm telling you, purpose is everything. And that's why I want it for you. I want you to have what we know from the research. Purpose makes you more resilient. Purpose gives you that greater feeling of happiness. It makes you committed to your goals. It gives you the grit. It lets you have fun if you do it my way, the feminine purpose way. It lets you enjoy pleasure. It puts you in your power. It's all the things. And that's why I want you to have your purpose and live it. And that's why you need to join the Goddess on Purpose program. No matter where you are in your purpose journey, you don't know your purpose, great. The exercises will totally start giving you that clarity, giving you that path, giving you that direction, moving you forward. You know your purpose, but you're not living it because of fear or doubt or whatever is holding you back. Great. You need to join too, because Goddess on Purpose exercises will get you out there. I've designed it for all of us to be living our purpose. You will have my mentorship. You'll have me kicking you in the tushy. You'll have my love, and you'll have the sisterhood supporting you, cheerleading you every step of the way. And so the doors are open, sister. Get your booty in Goddess on Purpose now. It is the only time I'm going to be teaching it this year. I was originally going to do it in the fall, but after hosting the Women's Day event and seeing so many women start to rise up, putting online hashtag do the damn thing, saying that they were inspired by, being and doing and wanting to impact and wanting to be radiant and alive, I said, screw it. We got to do it now. I'm not letting you lose your momentum. I'm not letting this passion die off. Not on my watch. Heck no. And so right now, the doors are open to Goddess on Purpose. Spring 2021. Join us. If you're listening later, then just get onto my website, go to goddessonpurposecourse.com and get on the waiting list. But if you're listening to this in real time, then go sign up right now because I have the early bird discount on. You want to make sure you're getting that. It's like a big discount and it's only available for a couple of days. And so the major takeaways that I want you to take from this is that purpose is that kind of magic bullet. It is that glittery gold. It is how you alchemize all pain, all challenge into triumph, into joy, into radiance. It is how you have fun in life, are your most delicious self, right? The feminine purpose power. That's how I do it. That's being a goddess on purpose. It is self-love. It is action. It is feeling proud of yourself. It is feeling fulfilled. It is feeling alive. It is being radiant. It is knowing that you're making a difference. It's being proud of yourself for doing the damn thing. And it happens in my course because you have my mentorship. Goddess, if I put together the Women's Day event, the world's largest Women's Day event for 2,500 women, 25 speakers, giving to nonprofit, if I put that all together in 8 weeks, imagine what I can do with your life in 8 weeks. And that's what the Goddess on Purpose course is. 8 weeks with me as your coach in your ear all the time. I'm so excited. All right, get your booty. Go sign up now. goddessonpurposecourse.com, goddessonpurposecourse.com. And your massive takeaways that I want you to journal on right now, your purpose power tips. 1, what will purpose do for you? That's a question I want you to answer. What will purpose do for you? I then want you to make 10 reasons why you want purpose and 10 reasons why you don't. I want you to get honest yourself. If you're not going to join the course, or you've been listening to my podcast for so long, but you're like hesitating to take steps, then get honest with yourself. What is holding you back? Just get honest. What are the things holding you back? And I'm going to do a future episode on that too, I think. And then look at your list and see what is real or what is just fear. Send me a message. Ask me the questions. Let me help you get on purpose, because it is, there's nothing more glorious on earth, sister. Nothing more glorious. Remember, it's why we're here. It's the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. It's everything. I even forgot to say that without purpose, I wouldn't have Josh, because going to grad school and listening to myself and following my inner truth and my guidance led me to him. So it really is all the things. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Purpose Girl podcast. I hope you loved it. If you did, send it to every friend you know so that we can all be radiant. Get them to join the Goddess on Purpose course with you. How much fun would that be doing it together? Oh my God, it's so amazing. Feeling radiant and alive, and yes, sexy. And some nights we dress up in goddess outfits. I'll take you through the whole thing. It's so freaking alive and sensual and delicious and good and powerful. So send this episode to all your friends. Sign up together for the Goddess on Purpose course. That's how we change the world, one woman at a time. With that, my love, may you live purposefully. May you love yourself, and may you love life. Bye for now.